So my name is Tasha Marks and I run a practice called AVM Curiosities, and I'm very much influenced by the history of food and the kind of combination of food, art and history all together. So when I was commissioned to do the Istanbul Tasarım Bienali, I was interested in the history of Turkish confectionery and the history of British kind of dessert, and that is what inspired my piece that I've made for the Biennale, which is The Sea of Sugar Knows No Shore. And it's named after, or takes inspiration from a Rumi quote, and he said, a philosopher who said, the sea of sugar knows no shore, no boundary. And sugar and our kind of love of sweet things really crosses country divides. You know, it brings people together, the idea of sharing food, of creating with food, of being playful, and also telling stories at the same time. So the piece uses kind of a mixture of British and Turkish iconography together to create a pattern which is kind of decorative, and it brings to mind things like, you know, British Wedgwood, but also Turkish tiles, and it's very much a cross fusion of cultures. And again, a comment on kind of food history. So my background is in food history as a food historian, and this idea of sugar sculpture and confectioners being treated as artists, and there really not being a definition between being a confectioner and being an artist together. So tying into that history, but making it something that is really contemporary at the same time. It's fantastic to be part of the Istanbul Biennale. I came here on a research trip, so the city has really influenced the actual work I made in the end. So we use a mixture of kind of British patterns and Turkish iconography together. So the city has really shaped the work, so it's great to be here finally putting it in place.